Alrighty, folks, it's Farrell with the Jolt Zone. We're in Twin Falls, Idaho. There's a prime bridge, one of the only places in the United States it's legal to base jump off of. We're here to talk to Scott Truax, who is building the rocket to recreate the 1974 Evel Knievel jump. So let's go find Scott and talk to him. I'm here with Scott Truax. Is that how you say your name, Scott? I don't even know.
You said it right.
Did I?
The first time.
I'm a genius. So can you tell me a little bit about where we are?
This is the original launch ramp where Evel Knievel jumped the Snake River Canyon 40 years ago.
So like I see these concrete, I guess they're...
That's all that's left.
And this blacktop.
In fact, this footings right here, my favorite picture of all times was my dad and I and some other family members sitting right on that concrete footing, rocket in the background. I come here, every once in a while. I live in town, been here for the last 3 or 4 years, recreating this whole thing, building a rocket. But
so why are you so excited to build a rocket? I mean, most people are like, he's building a rocket. Why is he doing that?
Well, back in '74, Evel Knievel was a god. He was a king. He was a superhero. He was like, the living embodiment of a superhero. There was nobody cooler. And I got to have the rocket that he decided to jump Snake River Canyon in my garage. There was just nothing cooler than that. And my dad, who was an accomplished rocket scientist, was known most famously for this failure. So it was always been my dream since I was a kid to kind of clear his name and prove that his rocket would have worked had the parachute not malfunctioned.
So that would have been something to do, though. You could have charged neighborhood kids like $1 to come see the rocket.
Oh, it was mayhem. One time he came to the house with this big rig, and kids from everywhere had poured in, and yeah, it was amazing. The president wouldn't have got as much attention. We're here at the very top of the what's left of the Evel Knievel ramp, and we had our motorhome parked right out there, and he made it all the way across dragging the parachute. It was about in line with the edge of the other side of the canyon, but the wind was blowing really strong, and he had a 20-minute window where he had to go. He was broadcast on closed-circuit television, and he had to go, or he lost, millions. So even though the wind was blowing pretty heavily, the decision was made to go. The parachute came out too soon. He was dragged all the way back, and all we saw was him going down into the canyon. And at the time, it looked like he went right down here, and everyone rushed this little chain link fence that was sitting right up against. Everybody thought lemmings were just going to go. No, nobody fell in, but for about 20 minutes. Nobody knew whether he was drowning, whether he crash landed, or what happened. And then, like I said, about 20 minutes later, loudspeaker broadcast that he's alive, he's in the boat and waving. So that was pretty tense.
Why not launch the rocket from this exact site then?
We tried. We really wanted to. In fact, sometimes I come here and it's a little depressing. But people in politics made it just not happen. The city owns this lot now, and they didn't back when we started this, and they said, why don't you get the landing spot, then come back to us and talk. So we pursued getting that, and this was back in 2012 when we were it. And then as the 40th anniversary got closer, all these people came out of the woodwork wanting to recreate this in some way, and because more than one person wanted to access this property, it went to a bidding war. This one guy paid $943,000. And we realized that there's just not that much money in this whole project. Immediately after walking away from that whole deal, we said, you know what? There are other places. Let's go a little bit further east. And we found private land. And we'll go there in a couple minutes. I'll show you.
Right on.